Welcome to Multiplicity-preneurs Moments, a resource of www.multiplicityentrepreneurs.tumblr.com. I am AliNICOLE WOW, she does it all, and it's always wonderful to be joined by the Multiplicity Moundbuilder, Joesph L Jones Jr. Today, we are going to be speaking about the time is now to consider multiplicity-preneurship. And before the close of this segment, I will be sharing a few resources and another platform for you to consider that can help you with this new journey. So Joesph, let's talk about the time is now to consider multiplicity-preneurship. Why do you believe that it's time?
Well, there's no better time to ever consider multiplicity and expansion than right now.
That's true.
Because situations and circumstances have arranged themselves in such a way where we really can consider nothing else but that. So definitely now is the time for it.
I agree. You're right. We've reached a point where, like you said, scenarios have definitely arranged themselves in a way where people, it's no longer an option. And the thing about it is that the more people see that this is no longer an option, they're also going to see that this is something that has been for so long that needed to be considered, and how being caught up in the systems and the structures of different paradigms has really caused people not to be in that evolutionary expansion, to already have been ahead of the game, to have things in place, have prepared effectively. And even for people who have been operating and using multiple gifts and talents, or maybe have set a few things up, it could be over the years too, they've done that and maybe haven't seen fruit from that. But this is the season where they actually will see the fruit and really be glad that they took the time to prepare to express themselves in a variety of ways, for sure.
Well, that is certainly true, because no time is ever wasted when you're applying that time, working on yourself, working on bringing the best of yourself, be it in your business or in the way that you want to relate with the clients, the customers that you're connected with. So no time is ever really wasted. But there is a time where that particular focus has to be maximized.
Absolutely.
And this is the time where you really want to make sure that you're maximizing your greatest focus on massive expression.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up, and we're revisiting that because it's something that you've talked about before. It definitely is that time for massive expression, and it's really, again, going back to, we're in this time where it's not optional anymore, and that's what people have to realize, is that in order to get ahead, because there's already kind of the behindness in a sense, but not to necessarily focus from, that perspective, but being in the present moment where the power is that because there has been the lack of awareness, so to speak, this is even more reason why you have to really accelerate and do the maximization that you're talking about, and bring forth these gifts and express them in the best and right ways, for sure. But I always say, when you're preparing to do this, because multiplicity can be complex to people when they don't actually know what to do with themselves. And that's kind of how the gurus, in a sense, have been able to play the one niche wonder focus to their advantages, because people do have a lot that they want to do, but they don't know how to show up with it, how to express it. So the whole thing around, well, the reason why you can't get the clients or establish the business because you're all over the place, you're too scattered, there's too many moving parts, and you need to narrow it down and focus on one thing. Well, we say the focus of the one thing, so to speak, is the multiplicity-preneurship. So yes,
exactly.
So you focus on that, and now within that, if you want to call it parameter, or this space of unlimited possibilities, now what does this look like? I have all these ideas and I want to express myself, and not just express myself for the sake of just self-expression, but for it to really have meaning, for really making a difference, and also at the same time making a difference, making money, so
Right.
you can make a bigger difference. So definitely that's why we've been talking about this more, and being able to bring forth products and different platforms that are specifically geared for this focus, so that people can feel like they have something or a place that they can go to get that understanding and be championed at the same time, to start moving in this direction.
It's interesting that you say that, because many times the money and the resources that we're seeking are locked up in the
Mhm.
gifts and the abilities that we have yet to express.
Right.
And we often end up chasing after the dollars.
Mhm.
But the real thing that we ought to be chasing after, or really ought to be bringing forth,
Mhm.
is that creative aspect within ourselves and bringing those gifts forth,
Mhm.
so that we can receive the wealth and the money that is attached to that.
Absolutely. That's
Many
right.
years ago, we spoke about how it's already provided.
That's
A
it.
lot
Mhm.
of what we're looking for is really already been provided.
Mhm.
All we have to do is learn how to mine that out of ourselves, because
That's
it's
right.
really not external. And that's where the multiplicity comes in,
Mhm.
because we have been focused on one particular vehicle, one particular channel, one particular flow of understanding,
Mhm.
which is the one niche and
Mhm.
one thing at a time understanding,
Mhm.
as opposed to the multiplicity concept and the all encompassing concept.
Mm.
And so, as a result of that, we haven't tapped into those greater areas of
Right.
ourselves.
Right.
What we're speaking to now is multiplicity, where we're actually now addressing those places that
Mhm.
have not been addressed before,
Right.
or at least at the depth that it could be addressed. So
Right.
now, when we
Mhm.
do that and we unlock those chambers,
Mhm. Mm.
then the resources will begin to flow to us, because they're actually flowing from us.
Exactly. That's right. And that's how we become a conduit, if you will, for cash flow through creative expression, for sure.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's the true example of what they have monetized. That's the law of attraction.
Exactly. Right. But it's like you said, it's from within that. I like how Derek Rydell talks about the law of emergence. And basically, the law of emergence is really not about so much attracting, it's about bringing forth what's emerging, from within, for sure. So I'm definitely glad that we are speaking about this and saying, listen, the time is now. And for those who are entrepreneurs, because of course, even though we share a lot of different concepts that can be helpful for anyone to use really in their lives, to see in their lives, like you said, it's a multiplicity, type of experience. But for those who are wanting to bring forth these creative expressions to make that impact and that income, it is going to be encased in entrepreneurship for sure. So being able to have this multiplicity-preneur experience, you have to have also your branding factor in place, because as you're expressing yourself, it is going to be developing different aspects of your branding, and from there, that's what your business building will have the solid foundation. So I want to share two publications that Joesph and I have co-created together, and this will help you to jumpstart your branding success with multiplicity-preneurship. Also, these resources, we'll have them in the show description, but they are available on Amazon. So we have an action planner. They're actually both action planners, and one is called the Conscious Multiplicity Branding Factor for New Era Entrepreneurs. This publication is really a basic introduction to multifaceted branding for next level business success. And then we have Brand Building with Multiplicity Entrepreneurship Made Easy. how to create multiple streams of revenue with multifaceted branding. And again, these are action planners and you can find them on Amazon. So if you get those publications and you continue to use them, leverage them, and also follow us and pay attention to our demonstrations, when you're ready to go to the next level for expanding on those basics and the foundation that you have laid correctly, so that we can successfully help you build upon these next levels, we want to send you to this site. It's www.multiplicity-preneurship.tumblr.com, so that you can start to create this more expanded multiplicity empire effect with building those solid structures for success. So before we close out, Joesph, would you like to give us a wrap up for the time is now for multiplicitypreneurship?
Yes, the time is certainly now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'd just like to say, I know you would like to say this as well to all of those who are listening. Think of it this way. If what you have been doing has worked like a charm, and you've earned millions of dollars and you're continuing to earn millions of dollars, then maybe what you're doing is something that you might want to continue.
Yes.
But there are still jewels that you can learn as a result of these works that we're putting forth. But for the overwhelming majority of people who have been caught up in this one niche marketing and this concept of just focusing on one thing, this is something that you definitely want to get a hold of and apply immediately. Because the window is open for it, but it doesn't stay open forever. So make sure that you take advantage of it now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joesph, for closing us out with that. That was just perfect, for sure. I also want to invite our listeners to follow or connect with us on LinkedIn, and we'll have the information within the show description, and you'll also see other social media platforms that you can connect with us on as well. And we appreciate you joining us for Multiplicity-preneur Moments, and we look forward to helping you to continue on your journey of multiplicity expansion. And we wish you well until we meet again.